Hello, great to have your company. Welcome to another edition of Small Caps. I'm Peter Capsanis. Well, Perth-based Chariot Corporation, that's ASX code CC9, is often racing into the lithium world with a specific focus on two US prospects. Chariot's recent drilling results at its Black Mountain prospect in Wyoming have indicated strong lithium tantalum mineralisation with more drilling to come. So why the US and not Australia or Canada? To tell us more, I'm joined by company CEO Shanthar Pathmanathan. Shanthar, welcome to the show.
Hi, Peter. Thank you for having me and us on your program.
Our pleasure to have you. Give us an overview of the company, Shanthar. The focus is the US, as I mentioned. You do have WA assets as well, but what's your why and why the concentration in the US?
Peter, largest US landholder for lithium exploration. We've got a portfolio of assets there, two core projects. US is going to become the most relevant EV market on the planet. It's the largest economy on the planet. Its EV market is growing more organically and consumer-led than the Chinese EV market. A couple of reasons there. Chinese EV market got off to a great start. It was policy-led. China's having some problems. The US and China also have some other geopolitical issues at hand. So we think the US will decouple from China in a lithium sense. The US's lithium ion industry is now being developed for its own market. So it's going to grow about tenfold from about 110 gigawatt hours to about 1,000 gigawatt hours by the end of this decade. So we're going to see a tenfold increase in domestic lithium ion battery production in the US, which is very significant because most of that activity has happened in China to date.
All right, okay, well, that probably answers a few of my questions I had down the track. So you're saying there's an appetite for lithium domestically in the US. We'll explore that further deeper, but let's talk about the assets. You've got assets in Nevada and Wyoming, as I mentioned. These are, I guess, your Rolls-Royce assets, if you will. What kind of indicative work have you undertaken? What's out there?
We're focused on our two core projects. So we've selected amongst our portfolio of over a dozen projects, two core projects, one hard rock lithium and one claystone hosted lithium in Nevada. Wyoming has the hard rock lithium potential. We have there the Black Mountain project. We did some surface sampling on it. The pegmatite dikes are outcropping. There's some 40 outcropping pegmatite dikes. So basically the mineralization is at surface, it's outcropping. So we sampled that. We got a best result of 6.68% lithium oxide. These are spodumene bearing pegmatites. We've now gone back and drilled the Black Mountain property. We were constrained in our first drill out there. We were able to intersect lithium in all of the holes. We've reported on 3 holes to date. Ore grade lithium, 1% over 15 to up to 20 meters intersections. We've also hit pretty significant base metals results. So we've hit copper, we've hit zinc and lead in a different part of the drill holes in a different formation. So it looks like Black Mountain was productive for hard rock lithium, which would have happened a couple of billion years ago or more. And then more recently, a few 100 million years ago, it has been endowed with the base metals. So there's a multi-metal, polymetal play that's panning out at Black Mountain. And then at Resurgent in Nevada, we neighbor the Thacker Pass property in the largest claystone-hosted lithium endowment on the planet. So the McDermott Caldera, which hosts the Thacker Pass property operated by Lithium Americas, partly funded by General Motors with their $650 million commitment. So we are the second largest landholder in the McDermott Caldera, and that's where the first claystone-hosted lithium mine is being developed by Lithium Americas. They will spend some $2.6 billion. We're all in the same basin, so to speak. It's one of the largest volcanic structures on the planet, and it has an extremely high lithium grade. So the top of that volcano turned into a paleo lake, which then, through various geological processes, turned into the claystone-hosted lithium play that we are seeing today. And so our neighbors there are Lithium Americas and Jindalee. We have surface sampled at our property at Resurgent North and also at Resurgent East. At Resurgent North, we've received back better than ore grade results. So cutoff for claystone hosted lithium is about 1,000 ppm. Our best result there was about 3,800 ppm lithium at surface. So similar to Black Mountain, the ore body we believe to be outcropping. We need to go back and drill Resurgent next. So that'll happen in the near future.
Okay, so you're still deep in drilling in Wyoming though at Black Mountain, is that right?
We're about to complete the drill program, phase 1 drilling there, Peter. We were constrained pretty heavily by two factors. One was winter. We listed in late 2023. Instead of sitting and waiting for the North American summer, we thought to get out and do a winter drilling program amongst tough conditions. So that has constrained us in some way. We also, because we wanted to get out immediately after the IPO, didn't have time to get a plan of operations in place and approved by the Bureau of Land Management. So that will happen. Will take about 6 months for that to take place. So we had to drill under what's called a notice of intent with the Bureau of Land Management, and that gave us 5 acres of disturbance. We're now applying for 2,500 acre disturbance limit, and that'll mean a much more comprehensive, larger drill program in the upcoming summer in North America.
All right. So, and will the Resurgent project in Nevada be a part of those summer plans?
It will, but probably secondarily, right? So our primary focus is Black Mountain.
Yep.
And the plan is to get back out there and do a much more comprehensive drill out in the North American summer.
All right. You've talked about the land mass and the size and the scope and the scale of the prospectivity and the basin around you. And you mentioned right off the top about the growing EV market and this quench for lithium domestically in the US, and I guess decoupling from whatever China is going through. Just give us for here in Australia, what is the size and the appetite of the domestic EV market in the US?
Sure. As we speak today, there's only lithium production from a single mine in the US, the Silver Peak mine. The US's lithium supply on the supply side of the equation is going to grow from that negligible level of production. There are a couple of mines under development, so Thacker Pass, Claystone Lithium next door to us in the McDermott Caldera, and then Albemarle is developing a lithium hydroxide plant in the Carolinas off of their property. So those are the two developments of note. Tesla's also building a lithium hydroxide plant. They don't have the feedstock themselves, so they'll need to purchase that from a supplier, from one of the lithium mine operators. So they're developing that in Corpus Christi, Texas. So those are the current developments at hand. We expect domestic lithium production in the US to grow to about 500,000 tons per year. The current lithium market globally is about 1.25 million tons globally. So we expect about 500,000 tons of lithium demand and supply to take place at the end of this decade, 2030. By 2030, and we intend to be positioned as a potentially one of the largest suppliers in that market. And so we've done an expansive land grab with the current evolution of the lithium industry in the US, and recognizing also that the installed battery production or manufacturing capacity is going to grow tenfold in the next 7 years. By 2030.
All right, I want to unpack a bit more to what you said. So you said you'd like to be a supplier of lithium in the fullness of time. I take it that these two projects are just the tip of your exploration program. I know you've got a whole range of other assets in the US, not just these two, but are you looking beyond exploration? Is mining activity a true aspiration then, judging from what you're saying?
Certainly, Peter. The plan is to develop one mine put it into production that has a lead time of a number of years. So we're looking at 5 to 6 years before that can happen, and then use the profits and the cash flow from that one mine to then expand our position in the US. So that's the current strategy, and we think it's going to happen at Black Mountain. We will progress Resurgent in parallel with Black Mountain, but Black Mountain is where we are targeting first cash flows some ways down the road in terms of years.
So you've got Black Mountain in Wyoming, Resurgent in Nevada. And I understand you've got about a dozen projects or prospects across the US. Is that right?
That's correct. So we've got 6 projects, hard rock lithium projects in Wyoming outside of Black Mountain. We've also got 3 properties near Tonopah, Nevada. They're operated by other public companies. We basically divested those properties to them, and we benefit from certain receivables and potentially royalties from those deals that we did with those public companies. One of those properties is now being drilled into a 10 million ton lithium resource, a claystone hosted lithium resource, and that's being operated by Pan American Energy, a Canadian listed company. So we're the largest landholder in Nevada for lithium, where 3 of those properties are operated by 3 other public companies. Our core position in Nevada, in claystone, is the Resurgent Lithium project, both North and Resurgent East in the McDermott Caldera. And in Wyoming, we've got the Black Mountain project and 7 other hard rock lithium projects, which will fall into our exploration pipeline. We're going to have our hands full with Black Mountain in the near future. So the other projects will by default go into our pipeline for future exploration.
Shanthar, we've got literally thousands of investors watching and listening as we speak. Give them a reason to back you. Why should mums and dads and investors bank on Chariot?
Firstly, lithium is the new oil, and the play is real. It's going through a bit of a lull, but I think this is a great opportunity. The money is made through the downturn, right? So now's the time to buy. Secondly, we provide probably the greatest exposure to lithium in the United States. The US is going to become one of the largest EV markets on the planet, and the US economy has always organically performed well, and it's continuing to perform well. So we provide that exposure, and we're going to be the largest player in lithium in the US.
All right, Shanthar Pathmanathan, CEO of Chariot Corporation. We look forward to hearing more on this exciting journey and look forward to some of those drill results as that North American summer comes around. In the meantime, thanks for joining us on Small Caps today.
Pleasure, Peter. Thank you for that.